How's it going, guys? It's Josh here, welcome back to another video. So today I've got a budget friendly RGB mouse to show you. Now of course there is a huge selection of RGB mice from the likes of Razer and Logitech, but they're all pretty expensive, so it's nice to see something on the lower end of the scale. Let's check it out. So it's made by ACGAM, the same manufacturer of the RGB mousepad I reviewed a couple of weeks back. This model is called the G502, which funnily enough is exactly the same name as one of the Logitech models. Maybe it's just a coincidence. It comes in this standard mini lunchbox. You literally get the same packaging with all Chinese mice. It's nice and solid though. Inside we get the mouse, an instruction manual, a mini disc for drivers, which no one ever uses, and also these little things. I'll come to them in just a minute. So taking a look at the mouse, it definitely resembles a gaming mouse. It's particularly slim, and you can tell it's probably been modelled off the Razer Mamba. Apart from the less aggressive styling at the front, it looks very similar indeed. It's quite a nice shape, maybe more suited to smaller hands with it being quite slim, but nonetheless it's very comfortable to hold. It's right-handed, by the way. We get DPI selector buttons on the top of the mouse and back and forward buttons on the side. The DPI selectors are recessed a little bit so you won't knock them accidentally. While we're on the subject of DPI, there's 6 settings altogether. It goes from 800 all the way up to 4000. It tracks well on most surfaces. The LEDs for the logo and scroll wheel change depending on which setting you're on and pulse slowly. One thing I'm not so keen on here is the scroll wheel. There's no textured grips on it, it's just smooth rubber. Rubber's okay if your hands are really dry, but as soon as they start sweating it's no longer as grippy and it can make it harder to get the control that you need. There's also not much of a click when you scroll, so you have to be quite light on it. The cable's quite nice, it's braided and is 1.8 meters long, and the overall construction of the mouse is actually fantastic for the price. The mouse buttons are nice and solid, they don't wobble about, and it glides nicely thanks to the smooth pads on the bottom. Now, I mentioned earlier these things, they're interchangeable via these little magnets. You can simply pull off each piece from either side of the mouse and swap them for these more sculpted versions. There's a wing on this one for your thumb, and the other holds your third finger quite nicely. Obviously you can have whatever combination you want. It's a very similar idea to the James Donkey 007 mouse if you've ever seen that. It's a really neat idea and kind of a bonus for a mouse at this price point. They didn't have to include them. Moving on to the lighting then. So there's 11 settings altogether. They can be selected by holding down the scroll wheel and pressing the forwards button. I'll show you them all now. So it's a pretty decent set of effects for a mouse. There's even some that respond to mouse clicks, which is cool. Obviously they are all RGB effects really, it's not like you can pick a specific colour, but if you like how the Razer mice normally look with the rainbow effects, you should be pretty happy with this. The only one downside is that you can't change the logo or scroll wheel colours. As I said earlier, the colour they pulse is determined by the DPI setting, which is a bit of a shame. Nonetheless, this definitely is a budget friendly gaming mouse, and for the price you're paying you are getting a lot of features here. While I'm not keen on the scroll wheel, the actual mouse itself is comfortable to use. You're getting those interchangeable parts, and to be fair, the lighting compared to a lot of budget mice is pretty extensive. Definitely a thumbs up from me. If you want to check it out, guys, I will drop the links in the description. As always, thanks for watching today, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you all in the next one.